Greetings to all true boxing enthusiasts. This is the Fighter Portrait segment. And today, we're going to break down the exciting knockout artist from Japan, Junto Nakatani.
No avail so far. Here around. He's got to continue. Another body attack. Nakatani, it's very important for us to love to target the body. Oh.
By the way, today Junto Nakatani fought another champion in this weight class, Yosuke Nishida. He won by stoppage. And now he holds two titles, the IBF and WBC in bantamweight. That's 53.5 kilograms. Guys, I want to start with the main point. Not everyone follows these lighter weight classes. I didn't used to follow them myself. NAOYA INOUE, Junto Nakatani, Masukawa. So, you think, what's up with these Japanese guys? They weigh 50-something kilograms. That's not even lightweight. What could they possibly show us? But, I want to start with the most important thing. In these weight classes, the punches are really heavy.
Ew.
I mean, some of these Japanese fighters really hit hard. They break jaws, they break orbital bones.
Here comes Junto Nakatani right high.
Basically, it's pretty scary. Now, first of all, Nakatani himself is an interesting athlete. He has an unusual boxing style. He's already a champion in several weight classes, and people want to see him fight NAOYA INOUE. The fight is supposed to take place in 2026. It's not certain yet, but there are already rumors. Not just among boxing fans, but among the organizers as well. So, it's very serious. There's a good chance the fight will happen as long as both Nakatani and NAOYA INOUE keep their winning streaks going. We'll talk about what we can expect from this fight. Now, let's talk about Nakatani's stats. He's 27 years old. As I already mentioned, he's a champion. He's a champion in his third weight class. Actually, I think he's even fought in 5 different weight classes. It's just that these weight classes start at 49 kilograms. He started at minimum weight, and there are divisions like minimum, light flyweight, first, second, and some kind of super light flyweight. I get confused with them. But he's fought in 5 weight classes, it seems, and in 3 of them, this is his third, he's actually a world champion. Now, Nakatani has 31 fights, 31 wins, and 24 of those are by knockout, but that was earlier. Sometimes, he used to win by decision. In recent years, though, he's been on a real knockout streak.
Oh, nice.
Beautiful work here. He's really pouring it on.
Basically, he knocks everyone out. Now, the most important thing, how does Junto Nakatani fight, and what are his strengths and weaknesses? Well, first of all, he's a southpaw. Second, he's very tall for this weight class. His height is 1.73 meters. For example, Vasily Lomachenko fights at lightweight. He's, I think, about a centimeter shorter. Shakur Stevenson is 10 kilograms heavier. He has that same height. Again, Devin Haney, they list him as either 1.73 meters or 1.75 meters. The point is, Junto Nakatani is the size of lightweights or even bigger athletes. What are we even talking about? Terence Crawford, they also list him as either 1.73 meters or 1.75 meters. The stats change on BoxRec, but at the same time, Junto Nakatani weighs 10, sometimes even 15 kilograms less. Yet he still has an athletic build. He doesn't look, skinny or awkward. He has the physique of a real athlete. Now, of course, Nakatani's biggest advantage is that he really puts power into his punches. He has solid punching technique, and that goes for all of his punches. That includes his jab.
The looping left hand where he knocked out Falonia.
You might be surprised, but there are a lot of nuances in his jab. So, for those who don't know, the main secret of the jab is actually the moment when you fully extend your arm. And there's also the moment when you step onto your lead foot and put your weight on it. The thing is, you need to land your punch and catch your target a split second before your step is complete. That way, you transfer your entire body weight into the punch. Well, that's just a small detail. And so, accordingly, Nakatani throws all his punches with power, including his straight right, which is really heavy.
Straight from Naka.
He throws hard uppercuts.
You see him moving around, trying to clear his head right now.
His hooks are absolutely brutal too. And Nakatani always hits with extra force. That is, he doesn't just aim for the target, he punches through it. Remember where he knocked down Bolognian?
Guys, Nakatani also has this trait. He really likes to throw double punches. Like right now, he throws a whole bunch of them. And he does it with both his left and right hand. One secret. And moreover, these punches are often exactly the same. Like uppercut, uppercut, hook, hook. It's actually pretty interesting. And why is that? I don't see it as some kind of trick, but more as a matter of convenience. He feels that his body allows it. Yeah, it's comfortable for him. It's easy for him to throw double punches. If you land one punch on a stationary opponent, why not follow up with a second one in the same spot?
As a result, he actually wins almost all his recent fights by knockout. And sometimes, even if things aren't going perfectly for him, he lands once, lands twice. The opponent goes down, either from a single punch or from the accumulated damage. So, Junto Nakatani is a clear-cut knockout artist. At the same time, he does have some drawbacks. And he also really reminds me of an American boxer, also a great champion, who is currently past his prime. Try to guess who that is for now. I'll give you a hint, he's a black guy. So here's the thing. Nakatani really digs his feet into the ground. In other words, he stands pretty firmly, he crouches down a bit. He really loves punches, you know, he throws all kinds of punches. But he especially likes to throw those overhand hooks, kind of corkscrew punches. They're really powerful. So who is it? Who does that in America? Who is it? It's a real resemblance. Nakatani also has another problem. He doesn't always sense the right moment. In other words, he's kind of always loaded up for his own punch. He has that kind of power, really putting his whole weight into it, you know? But he doesn't always pick up on what his opponent is doing. I can hear what you're saying. So you can't really say he's stiff. He actually seems pretty relaxed in his stance. But that kind of technical boxing, like using the jab, moving in and out, basically outboxing the opponent, he's a little lacking in that area. So basically, he focuses more on his own punches than on his opponent's punches. So what I'm getting at is that Junto Nakatani, you might be surprised, but his boxing style is actually very similar to Jermel Charlo. It might get a bit confusing here, because there are two Charlo brothers, and they box differently. And besides, the Charlo brothers have a lot of haters. So people might say, like, really? That's who you're comparing him to. But guys, just look at their movement mechanics. They really do look similar. I mean, he's that kind of knockout artist who doesn't always sense the right moment, who tries to sit down on his legs, to tuck in and stay balanced so he doesn't overextend. Even those looping, arcing punches he throws forward. It's just that they're very similar. Now look, does Nakatani have any drawbacks? I mean, he's 27 years old, right in the prime of his career, maybe even just at the beginning. He might even get matched up with NAOYA INOUE. Of course, Junto Nakatani's weakness is pretty clear. He fights in a pretty straightforward, simple way. So far, this works for him. I mean, he just crushes everyone with his knockout power. It's not like you stop and step back. You have to keep going. And they will bodybuild. But you know, It's happened more than once in boxing history when a knockout artist faces someone. Let's not say more technical, because a knockout artist has his own technique. But he faces someone he just can't knock out. He just can't get the knockout. And that's when things get really interesting. That's Deontay Wilder against the Gypsy King, against Parker, even against Luis Ortiz. If he hadn't managed to knock him out in the end in their second fight, he would have lost back then. Again, even yesterday's fight. That was Fabio Wardley against Justice Huoney. So if a knockout artist who relies on his punch, on his punching power, can't drop his opponent, in fact, even worse, if he misses completely, that's even scarier, right? When you're swinging at air instead of hitting their guard. For a knockout artist, that often ends pretty badly, because Nakatani himself takes a lot of shots and doesn't always sense the right moments. Those are just some of my thoughts. Yeah, so that's a brief technical breakdown. The main point is exactly that. Now, let's talk about how a fight with NAOYA INOUE could play out. NAOYA competes in a higher weight class. That is, NAOYA weighs 55.3 kilograms, plus another 1.8 kilos. But at the same time, NAOYA's height, let me check, is 1.65 meters, so he's 8 centimeters shorter than Nakatani. So it kind of balances out. NAOYA is heavier. But honestly, Nakatani actually looks bigger because he doesn't seem like a skinny guy. Basically, they're really in the same weight class. So what's up? The difference is really small. Who's going to win? Who's going to lose? I always post my fight predictions in a private Telegram channel, and usually they turn out to be right. So I recommend you subscribe there. I'll leave the link. But of course, there are no guarantees here. NAOYA has already been knocked down twice. The thing is, he misses the left side kick. He took a left hook from a no-name Korean, Yoo-Jun Kim. And before that, he got caught by a pretty unorthodox Mexican, Luis Neri. Were they good boxers? Some kind of technical masters? No. But they put everything into their punches. So, there's a problem in boxing. When a boxer faces someone strong, he often loses heart even before the fight. And basically, there's no real fight anymore. AAA. Luis Neri and that Korean guy, they were just doing their own thing. Like, sometimes they win, sometimes they lose. In the end, NAOYA beat both of them up, but they hit with everything they had. Eventually, they managed to catch him, and he went down. So, basically, there's some intrigue there. Junto Nakatani could catch him the same way. But if you look at this fight structurally, Junto Nakatani is a straightforward fighter. Basically, he boxes by the principle of if you have strength, you don't need brains. Strength, specifically boxing strength. I mean, not physical strength, but punching power. And by brains, I mean boxing intelligence. So Nakatani, I'm sure he's a wonderful, bright person, probably very intelligent, but when it comes to boxing, he's actually pretty primitive. In fact, he acts in part, maybe, like Jermall Charlo as well. Well, I mean in his best years. Basically, just using his punching power, and that's it. He just overwhelms his opponents. So, when Errol Spence faced Terence Crawford, the region went to sleep, let's go to bed. You saw how that ended, right? So I think the fight between Junto Nakatani and NAOYA INOUE could go the same way. Again, we'll see in the ring, and I'll be making my predictions, but that won't be happening anytime soon. Maybe the fight won't even happen at all, but structurally, Junto Nakatani has knockout power on his side, while NAOYA INOUE has knockout power plus a lot more boxing smarts. Right. And based on that, it just seems clear to me that, off the top of my head, NAOYA should beat him, and pretty easily at that. Those are my thoughts. Guys, thank you for watching this video. Wishing you all the best. See you next time. Turning off the camera.